Hi guys, what's up? My name is Pooja. Welcome back to my channel, and today I thought it'd be fun to reminisce on the time that I met Shawn Mendes. I also thought that it would be fun to get ready while I tell you guys the story. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. This day, my friends and I were actually going downtown at the Well. If you're from Toronto, that's a outdoor mall. Basically just chilling. We were gonna go to a place called Cherry's High Dive. It was a random day in the summer. I think that this was in July. Yeah, it was a very casual kind of outing day that we had planned. So I was with my two best friends, Sadhana and Shamli. You guys have seen them in videos before. So Shamli was actually off with one of our other friends while Sadhana and I said that we would just wait for her at the Well because it was really close to Cherry's High Dive. So we kind of spend a little bit of time around the Well just walking around, and then we eventually decide to sit in front of the chapters that's there. And I am getting right into this, okay? So basically we're sitting there. It's been about like 5-6 minutes. Sadhana turns across me and looks and is like, just staring at this girl that's walking by, and I'm like, I don't know what she's looking at, so I don't pay attention to that, and I keep talking to her and she's focused on that. So I'm like, what are you looking at? And I turn around and I don't even notice it at first, okay? And then they walk past us, and I guess she was waiting to say something after they walked past because she didn't want them to hear, but she was like, that's literally Shawn Mendes and that's his sister. And I was like, oh my god, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean Shawn Mendes is just walking around the Well on a random Tuesday? But I obviously dart my head to look at who that is, and I only see the backside of them, obviously, so I'm like, yeah, but are you sure that's Shawn Mendes? Like, how do you know? And then they all kind of stop in the middle of where they're walking. They're also walking their dogs. I believe that there was 2 dogs, so it was like Shawn, his sister, and then 2 other guys. Not sure who they are, but either way, they are kind of just walking past us, and they stop, and they're talking, and then when the girl turns around, I know how Shawn Mendes' sister looks because I used to be, I mean, I still am like a really, really big Shawn Mendes fan, but I would stalk this girl. I know who Aaliyah is, okay? I know how she looks. I used to follow her on Instagram, all of that. So I was like, oh my god, like, you're right, that's Shawn Mendes' sister, but is that Shawn Mendes? And then, because he was kind of tilted this way, so you couldn't fully see his face. But then Sadhana's like, no, look at his tattoo. And if you guys know this tattoo that he has, you could see it. So I was like, okay, that is literally Shawn Mendes in front of us. And I was like, wait, like, what do we want to do? Do we want to go up to them? Because obviously we're kind of sitting there very terrified. We're like, are we going to be those annoying people that go up to a celebrity and start bombarding them, being like, hi, how are you, whatever. So how to say this, if it weren't for me being with Sadhana, there's no way in hell that I would have met him because I'm too scared. I'm not somebody that's like confrontational about anything, even if it's good or bad. And so I would have definitely been way too scared to do that. So we sit there contemplating for a good 5 minutes. And obviously by that time, they've decided to split up. So Shawn and his sister kind of go different directions. His sister goes through like the elevator or whatever. And he decides to go down the stairs at the Well. So I'm like, he's still hanging around the Well. Also, at this point, I'm like, how is no one here recognizing that Shawn Mendes is in front of them? He is not a small artist, okay? And also, everyone in Canada knows how this man looks. And I'm just like, no one is reacting to this? Like, there's so many girls, so many people walking around him. How does no one recognize him? To be fair, they're probably thinking the exact same thing as me and my friend. We were just like, why would he be walking around here? So way more time goes by of us contemplating if we're gonna follow him down the stairs. And eventually we're like, you know what? If you don't do it now, we're never gonna do it. And Sadhana goes, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Okay, Wayne Gretzky. I was like, you know what? You're right. So we decided, let's go follow him down the stairs. Not in like a, we're gonna be right behind you so that you notice us, but like very much from a distance. We were just watching where he was going around the Well. And the Well is pretty big. There's like 3 levels, I believe. And so he goes down the stairs, he's walking through. Again, we're walking by so many different people, and I'm like, how does nobody recognize that Shawn Mendes and just another man is walking through the Well? Another thing that made this a lot more intimidating is because he was with that other guy. Again, I don't know who that is, but probably his friend or something. And we were like, oh my god, like, it's gonna be so awkward if we're just talking to Shawn and not him. So we're like, should we just not? Like, they probably obviously don't want to be like disturbed when they're just walking around Toronto doing their own thing. But again, we're having all of these conversations as we're literally walking behind Shawn Mendes. So there's not much room for thinking here. We're just like, you either do it or you don't. So he ends up walking through the entirety of the Well and goes all the way to the end of the Well and at the bottom floor. And he walks in to the grocery store. Mind you, both of us didn't know that there was a grocery store at the Well. I mean, it would make sense because there's condos and everything right around the Well, so it would make sense for there to be a grocery store, but we didn't know. So when we walk into this place, again, nobody is reacting to the fact that Shawn Mendes is in here. And I keep reiterating that because there are so many girls that were like our age that were walking by, and like, I think we only saw maybe one person turn around and look at him, but that was it. And we were like, damn, are we just crazy? Like, is this not Shawn Mendes? So we're like, if that's not Shawn Mendes, that is the most awkward thing ever. But again, we're having this pep talk with each other and we're like, if it's not, it's not. But if it is, you get to say that you met Shawn Mendes. So basically we decide, let's just do whatever you can and follow him. And if you get the chance to talk to him, then you do. So again, we're walking through this grocery store. This grocery store is huge. Mind you, I have never seen what the inside of this grocery store looks like, and there's a lot of things going on here. It reminded me a lot of a Trader Joe's. So he starts walking over to the produce section, which is crazy because I'm full on stalking this man at this point. Both of us are just like eyeing the way that he goes. It's crazy that I know that he was just walking towards the produce section and we were standing where like they had some of the packaged food, and we were sitting there literally contemplating again, like, can you look over again? Can you make sure that Shawn Mendes? It's gonna be so awkward if it's not. I don't want someone around us to hear and be like, oh my God, these dumbasses thought that it was Shawn Mendes, you know? Again, we spent another 7 minutes probably talking to each other, like, should we do it, should we not, should we do it? And then eventually, Sana was like, I am not gonna go up to him, but you should, because you have more guts than I do at this point. I was like, that is insane to even say, because I am the last person to ever do that, but I was like, let me just take one for the team. Because how sick would it be to say that you met Shawn Mendes? Especially when both of us are actual fans of his music. Like, it's not even like a random celebrity. We genuinely have been listening to Shawn since like 2014 days, MadCon days. So as the time is going by, he's literally just picking up like apples and oranges and like random fruits and vegetables. I don't know what he was making, but I noticed that he was picking those up. So I was like, we do have a little bit of time. But about, again, 7 minutes goes by and we're like, you know what, let's just go up to him, because what is the worst that could happen? At this point, he also noticed that we were like gonna come up to talk to him or whatever it is, because I feel like he recognized the fact that we have been following him for the past 15 minutes. So he kind of like, you know when you're looking down but you like look up with your eyes, so he kind of sees us, and I'm like, okay, well, it cannot get more awkward than this. So by the way, Sana is just trailing behind me, so I'm like, Shawn, that's all I say. I'm like, Shawn, oh my God, I didn't even know what to say in that moment. I'm like, what is wrong with me? But again, what am I gonna say? Mr. Mendes? No. So once I say that, he looks up, and also this is so kind. He, with this like biggest smile on his face, he's like, hi. And I was like, oh my God. And then I paused and I was like, oh my God, I just want to say, like, I love your music. I love everything that you do. I've been here listening to your stuff since like Something Big. And I was like, I just can't wait to see what you have going in the future. And which is crazy because I said that, and then 2 weeks later he announced an album. It's like, I knew, which he is probably also geeked about, because, just kidding, Shawn Mendes is not geeked about anything that I have to say or do. And he's like, oh, thank you so much for being here. Like, that's, you know, really kind of you, whatever. I can't even fully recall the conversation because I was starstruck. Like, I have never been that starstruck, because that was the first celebrity that I've ever met. Also, crazy to me that it was a celebrity that I've been following since I was like 13 and I'm 22 now. The conversation kind of ends, and then I'm like, can we grab a picture? Like, is that okay? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you're okay with the picture? Because obviously I know how irritating it is to be just trying to do your own thing and someone's like, can I take a picture of you? That's annoying. What was running through my mind was, if there wasn't a picture, then it never happened. So I was like, oh my God, I need to take a picture with him, and I really hope he says yes. The craziest part is he was so down to take a picture. So here I am, I'm nervous. I'm like fumbling with my phone, fumbling so hard, okay? Like, I'm like about to drop my phone. I was holding a drink, like a reusable Starbucks cup, in my hand too, and that was gonna fall and my phone was gonna fall. By the way, I decided to open Snapchat. Like, I never take pictures on Snapchat. I always use the camera. I'm literally an influencer. Why the hell would I open up Snapchat? So I opened up Snapchat. I think it was because the app that I was like on earlier was Snapchat. I think I was snapping the fact that we were following Shawn Mendes through the wall. So anyways, I go on Snapchat and I'm like fumbling because I'm like trying to hold it, but I'm also like kind of shaking at the same time. Literally just because I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this is happening in real time and I have zero time to process any of this. Okay, so eventually I land on this stupid soft glam filter, and I'm like, I'm fumbling and shaking so hard that I don't want to waste more of his time trying to get the filter off. So I end up just using that, and I take a picture, but because again I'm shaking, it's a blurry picture. Like, it looks like I shook while I was taking the picture, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm apologizing like 8 times to him. He's like, don't even worry, that's okay. And he's like, you know what, you should keep that. Like, he's being very kind about the entirety of the situation. Also, mind you, I hated the way that I looked this day. It was so hot. I had just put my hair up. My hair was so frizzy. I didn't care about anything. And then who would have thought that I'd be meeting Shawn Mendes? So this is your sign to always look good when you're outside, because you truly never know who you're gonna end up meeting or seeing. I swear to you guys, ever since this has happened to me, I decided I'm gonna look good every single time, or like feel presentable at least when I go out, and that way, no matter who I see or what happens, I can't be mad at myself. Okay, eventually I do end up going to take a real picture, again with the same stupid ass soft filter. I take a picture and I will put it up on the screen. It was part of the thumbnail as well. It was a really nice picture. I don't like how I look, but I'm really, 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 really glad that I got to take a picture with him. And also to do that with my best friend is insane. Like, I never would have thought that I would be meeting Shawn Mendes. Right after we take the picture, I'm just like thanking him 100 different times. I'm like, thank you so much for, you know, being so kind and taking a picture with us. And he was like, no problem at all. Like, that's really no issue. He's like, I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for supporting. And then the conversation kind of ends. We're just like, okay, bye. We're like giddy. We're like, all right, bye. Like, it was nice seeing you. And then we just walk out of the store, and the entire time we're walking out of the store, Southern and I obviously have our backs turned to the grocery store. We're just like that's our face the entire time. We didn't say a word to each other until we walked out of the grocery store, because we're like, no one can hear what we're about to say right now. But we're like, we walk out and we just start freaking out, like literally freaking out. And I'm like, there's no way that that just happened. There's no way that we had a conversation with Shawn. There's no way that we took a picture. Like, none of that is real. And the fact that it was at a grocery store at the Well in Toronto, girl, it's like, that's insane. That's literally insane. Then we look at the picture, we die laughing at the fact that I couldn't take a proper picture, and that we decided to open Snapchat, had a soft glam filter on. Like, what is going on? But at that point, we're just so happy that we got to take a picture with Shawn Mendes. What the heck? Also, I want to add in that the craziest part is, remember at the beginning of this video, I said that my other best friend was with another one of her friends? We messaged her. We messaged her saying, girl, we just met Shawn Mendes and you weren't here. I felt so bad for her, and like to this day, I genuinely feel so bad for her for not being able to see him that day. Yeah, so then we post those pictures to my Blendsai Puja story account and then also our personal accounts, and somehow a Shawn Mendes fan account actually screenshotted it and posted it on like a Shawn Mendes update video, post on Instagram. And we were like, oh my god, like people are actually like making post about the fact that we met him at the Well. I didn't really say that we met him at the Well in the story, because I feel like that was too much. Like, why would I ever purposely kind of expose a location to someone like that? And then a couple hours goes by, we go to Cherry's High Dive, we come back, and I look at Twitter, and Twitter is freaking out over this picture. I think I have the screenshots from when this happened, so I'll put them up on the screen. But everyone's like, oh my god, like Shawn Mendes spotted, whatever. And then there was also a meme that started because of this, because of the sweater that he was wearing, I believe, in that picture, or whatever that he was wearing in that picture, started becoming a meme, and I didn't even know it. And you could see like a quarter of my body just cropped out from that picture, and it was going around viral, and I just thought it was so funny. But yeah, I mean, to this day, that is the coolest celebrity encounter that I've ever had. Also, the only real celebrity encounter that I've actually had. So I think that that's really, really cool. And I also think that it's cool that we got to have a conversation with him. Again, most celebrities are not even gonna give you the time of day. This is why I genuinely love Shawn Mendes and his music. So I just think it's crazy, absolutely insane. And honestly, manifesting for you guys to meet your favorite celebrities in 2025 or whenever at some point in this lifetime, I will literally never get over this day. I bring it up all the time. It's like my fun fact sometimes. So I just think it was a really cool story time, and I really wanted to share with you guys, because I did make a TikTok about this when it first happened, but I never really posted it anywhere else. So I thought it would be cool to make a YouTube video on it while I get ready. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for hanging out with me while I get ready and tell you the story of how I met Mr. Shawn Mendes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.